Welcome everybody to my data structure final project. This is the appointment scheduler program that I have put together over the last 4, 5, 6 weeks. Pretty much the foundation of the program is our appointment class here. We are encapsulating all the necessary details to schedule an appointment, such as customer name, appointment date, vehicle details, and the priority level. Here we are setting all of these values. Next we come down to our calendar class. This is where we're going to organize all of our appointments. Here we have an appointment list that is empty on a defined method. And here in another defined method, we're going to append the appointments to said list. And in order to view the daily calendar, we have another defined method to where we can view the appointments by date to try to keep a little bit of clarity so we don't have a big giant list. Next, we started to implement the priority queue data structure for any urgent service requests. Now, all of our appointments are added with the priority level, and then we will be able to arrange them from that. Once again, here we have another add appointment on the level. And just to make sure that all of our priorities are taken in order so a company would be able to assist all the customers with the necessary arrangements. Next, we get into the bubble sort. I use the bubble sort to search it by the date. Here we have our length of appointments. We used a for loop to say, hey, if we have 2 dates with set of appointments, give me the one that is greater and display it first. We're going to display those in a chronological order. Next, we get into our unit tests. We did this to ensure the fact that once the program runs and executes our GUI windows, that everything is already set up as it needs to be, such as with all of our parameters, such as name, date, details, priority level, and such. Here we're going to test the calendar just to make sure the calendar is going to do pretty much the exact same thing, but just to make sure that everything is in sorts. Next, we go through and we're doing our testing on the algorithm. As you can see here, we got 3 tests, all within the same day, but all at a different time with different priority levels, but want to make sure that we display those in a chronological order, with the priority level being first, the first matter in which we will compare values to. And here we have also done it by day. We got Bob, Alice, Charlie, just to make sure that everything runs as it should. Next, we go to all of our GUI elements of the system. So here we got to define class, the appointment scheduler again, passing self and root, and say, hey, the title of the program is the appointment scheduler. And then here we go through and say, hey, we're just going to initialize our data structures to say the self calendar is the calendar, self urgent queue is the urgent queue. We also needed our labels for when the window pops up. Like I said, it's the appointment scheduler. Say, hey, this is what we're going to call it. We're going to need your name, the date, the details, and the priority level. And then we also need the buttons to run said labels to say, hey, I'm going to schedule this appointment. I'm going to delete this appointment. I want to see all of the appointments. And then we get into some validation exceptions. So we got to make sure that, hey, there was an error, please fill in all the fields. And obviously this is for the point of if the user got in there and said, yeah, I'd like to schedule an appointment, but maybe they don't give you what day they want it or what the priority level is. So we got to say, hey, we're going to need everything necessary. Also, the priority level is an integer, is not a string, so we have to make sure that the user entered a number and nothing else. And then we also need the date and time format to be specifically in this order. And we do have, this is our message box to say, hey, you did not fill it out correctly. This is how we would like to have it. Then we get into more objects. So we say, hey, our new appointment is the appointment. We have all of these details necessary to set the appointment. Go get those details. And here we are appending the appointments to the calendar to say, hey, the appointment's scheduled. We need it in the calendar. Say, hey, you did it. You're successful. And then we were able to delete them only on customer name and appointment date. The priority level is not necessary for that. So here we got all of our deletes. We got to find if there's any appointments that match. Remove. And here we're able to say, hey, we're going to remove this, get it out of here. So we got a success. And here we got another one, so we can display all of our appointments. Here we got another get to say, hey, I'm going to need all the appointments out of that calendar. Go pull all that information and give it back to me. Thank you very much. We do this to get through, say, hey, I want all these appointments. I need the name, the date, the details, and the priority level. For an appointment, go get all those appointments with our unit and our run. So here we go to click run and debug. Pops up this window. We're going to say Robbie on an appointment date of 2023 12/8, and I want to arrive at about 8 a.m. Whoops a daisy. My vehicle details is a Chevrolet, and just for good measure, we'll say oil change. That priority level would be, we'll say, a 3. And we're going to get it scheduled. Our appointment successfully was scheduled. Now we're going to come back and we're going to say Ron. Ron wants to show up the same day, but he's kind of a late sleeper, so he's not going to arrive until 10 a.m. We're going to say that he drives a Ford and he needs a brake job. We're going to put that priority level as a 5. And we'll get that appointment scheduled. We want to display all appointments. Click that, pops up a new window. There I am, top of the list, 8 a.m., first to arrive, and Ron will be in right after me. And like I said, if we need all appointments, so we're going to say Ron did not give us the priority level, schedule appointment. We're going to need all the fields. We'll say 3. Let's say Ron didn't tell us if he was going to be there at 10 a.m., 10 p.m. Of course, he was open at 10 p.m., but you just never know. Click schedule appointment. We're going to say, we need all necessary information and able to set up the appointment. So put that back at 10 a.m. just for all these details here. So we see we still got both of those appointments, but Ron called in and said, nah, I can't make it that day. So we're going to go through, we're going to delete the appointment. No matching appointment. How is that possible? So we're going to take all this out. And we're going to say Ron on 2023 12/8. at 10 a.m. Delete the appointment. Appointment was deleted successfully. Close that. When we open up our new window, boom, I am the only one that is going to arrive on that day. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and have a Merry, Merry Christmas. Thanks.